When you come as a master of light, a lord of your own life, and the king of yourself, and you sit in the crown of your own consciousness, and you invest the time and the energy in which the creators have given you, your parents, your mothers, your fathers, the divine androgynous, whatever, all of what they gave you, you invest that into yourself. Get yourself into alignment. That's why we call it inner stand. Get yourself together first. Don't be trying to go, you trying to help somebody else. You're drowning. All you're going to do is push them under. Get yourself together first. Stabilize. The symbolism of the great mother is an anchor. Stabilize your ship. And then once you get your foundation set, because that's where everybody's going to need to stand on, now you can start inviting some folks on board. But you better put them through customs.
Okay. Let them know.
You know, like, because the energies are like people are making their own choices right now. This is the result for sure of, again, the investment that we've made in the children and how much they are aware of all of this. Our ancestors were trying to keep an unbroken chain, but unfortunately, for at least 3 or 4 generations, we haven't had really rites of passage. We haven't met fire, earth, wind, water, and what they really are, which is what the ancestors will put you through so you realize how much power you're made out of, because you're made out of those elements. So they would take you through a passage where today, son, you're going to meet fire. Where? Oh, now.
Exactly.
And then you would need to figure out, once again, that you are at least fire. And then you will move forward from there. So, of course, if it's, I don't know, Pink Panther and I Love Lucy.
Perfect.
You know, I went back there, right? Versus, you know, the tetragrammaton and the octahedron fields coming from the crystalline network. It's going to be kind of a different future. But this is the cool part. We have the opportunity because we have still been gifted with a level of intelligence as long as we utilize it. It's called common sense.
I tell everybody that.
We boot that thing back up. Here's the suggestion. We boot that thing back up and we take a moment for ourselves. We go into the pit stop. As I said, there's knowledge there for you. You can go specialist training. You can go all the way and go sovereignty mentorship. In that, though, you're going to learn the basic fundamentals. I've taken the stuff that is on it and just given it to you for free about understanding your vibratory field, how when people piss you off, what that does to your field. When you got like a significant other, how your shields are kind of dropped for them so they can kind of hurt you more than other people. How the nation is completely romanticized. So this is about you trying to find something outside of you that's going to meet and complete you. And because of that whole romantic subset, you will more than likely be able to be easily manipulated through your emotional set, your emotional faculties. And how any great teaching, whether it was going to be you're going to be a samurai or whether you were going to be a llama, all begin with the same thing: how to control and master your emotions. Because either way, the more current we pump inside of you, if you get $1 billion tonight, if you don't have control over your emotions, you're out of there. I can give you about 3 or 4 weeks to live before you're going to be rebooting again, because it's like sending energy into somebody and they're not capable of holding that energy. So really what the ancestors will do then, watching this from the future, will be like, don't give them no more money. You know, because we keep filling them up with more stuff and they got leaks. These things are sucking on them. That's what happens when you leak. You can get in front of that TV and be leaking, like you be looking at this stuff. And, oh, man, and all that energy is coming off of your body. And there are things that are just like, man, this lollipop. And I don't want to go completely into the spiritual realm on you, but just realizing that there is
go on. This is come on, let us hear it.
There's a communion happening. The great agreement here is eating. It's everything's consuming the other thing, and then it keeps regenerating ad infinitum. That's the universe. It's got uranium and it's got koala bears. So I know some of these folks, they like, namaste. Nature's, I live in nature. There's a jungle out here. You're out there, right? If you think nature is all cute and you think all nature is just the great sunsets you're seeing, go sleep out there for one night. For a few days, while some larger predator is like, people are like, he's really going to stay out here. All that soft meat.
Right.
So just being full spectrum, so that way you don't get, because that's what a lot of these projects are. They got the conscious quote unquote conscious community, man, by the strings, because the people who generally control it, the Gaia TVs, etc., all of them are sitting there with really no knowledge about what the constellations mean. What does our language mean? The programs and the codes, where did they come from? They came from the stars. Our stories have already been written because the manifestations of who we are through the spells and the encoding actually are the words that we evoke every single day. And that these words that we're using, even though it's in English, which is an angelic language, still has half power. We're sitting on a half-powered language where you can still manifest and evoke and explain and even circumference certain levels of knowledge and awareness and all of this power. And that's what I was saying. This is what the danger was. This is why the ancestors warned about having too many kids. If you look at what was in the Garden of Eden and all that, it wasn't about sex or sex. It was all about the first kid, Cain, the king. And just when parents bring children into the world and don't know what they're doing, that's really the context of the story, really, because, God come in, like, yo, what was y'all doing? Shorty, she's covering up herself. What have y'all been doing? It's really about, okay, look, if you're going to use the all power, what makes you know good and evil, you got to know how to manage that, because once Prometheus gives you this fire, you're going to start creating, and then you're going to forget that you're even creating the reality around you.